Hello everybody. Is my screen visible? Check it from your side. Okay, okay. Actually, last time when we meet, we had a discussion little bit the course and the leftovers in our midterm exam, whatever. So now still I feel that some issues I need to discuss, some tricky issues. One of them is operator precedence. I'm going to discuss, and another is storage class. Okay. First of all, I okay. But before starting our main topic, I like to discuss one tricky issue that all of you try one trick. Okay, let me try first of all because if I don't do this, people will not do. So let us. This is a program. Can you see? Not program. The structure of a program. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now inside I am using switch in a different way. Okay, let's say integer a is not assigned to any value. That means no value is assigned to a. It contains garbage and switch a. I think you know the syntax. What is the meaning of that syntax? You know it already. If I say a equal to 3 and here are say case values, case 1, let's say I'm just showing one trick just. Okay. This is a structure of a switch and here actually print. Inside printf I will change the value. I know these people is well aware of what is going to be. But still, just a recapitulation because tricky will start after this. Well, this is our program. Now, can you tell me what will be the output? Can you tell me what will be the output? It's not very easy, difficult. Just tell me.
Sir, try again.
Okay, there is a mistake. Let's say I have made one mistake. If I do this in this way, which one is?
3.
Output?
Try again.
3 and try.
Yes, because I haven't given break. I haven't given break, so that's why it will not halt at 3. So, or it will not terminate from 3. So, unless I provide this break statement, it will, but now, what is the output?
3.
3. Let us check. Let us check if it is really 3 or not. What is try again? Why is it try again? I don't know.
Sir, space after case.
Space after default.
No, sir. No, sir. Case. Case space 3.
Case space. Oh, okay. So these are not taking. Yes. You are right. That's why the color has changed. Okay. Somehow this is okay. This is 3. Okay. Now what happens? I am going to after that. Let's say I write this is the now what is the output? 3 after switch. You know it already, but what you don't know or what you haven't tried, then that I am going to do. I'm turning off all the cases. Now what is the output?
After switch.
After switch. What is the justification behind it? You are right. Actually, your answer is correct. But what is the justification?
Sir, no cases are available.
Exactly. If there is no case, in value of A doesn't match with anything, and even if you provide a case, since A is garbage, it doesn't match whatever. Uh, so that's why only this one will be the very, but it does not throw any error. Okay. So please do not write that this program throws an error. So if the question are a little bit tricky, so I think you people should answer. You try it at your home. Current answer. Okay, let's get back to our lesson because we are getting late. Operator precedence. So what operator precedence is, it decides the order.
Sir, is this
Is this?
in the midterm syllabus?
It is also actually this is already available, but this too trivial. That's why I didn't discuss. But I think that if any question comes from this side or like that, so I better discuss that thing. You know already because some aspects of operative precedence you know already. Operator precedence decides the order. This is not a new thing, I think. This terminology is new, but you know the operator precedence. I guarantee that you know. Okay. Decides the order in which operators are applied. And in this context, I have to provide another terminology: operator associativity. Decides, we write in the same structure. Sentence structure and try to maintain the same. It will be much easier for you to understand what is going on. Besides the order in which same operators or operators with same level of precedence. I will explain the meaning. Don't worry, you may just write down or keep listening. During simplification, these are the two things actually you should know. During simplification, I think in your 10+2 level or below 10+2 level, there were some problems like this. So in this type of problems were given. So how did you simplify? Which operator was the first you have chosen to apply? You had chosen to apply.
Bracket.
So Bodmas rule.
Bodmas rule, very good. So Bodmas rule, I think. What does it mean by Bodmas? That means what is the extended form of the Bodmas?
Brackets of division.
Divide, multiply,
Bracket of.
That means division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. These will come in one after another. That means highest precedence. The operator that has the highest precedence is the bracket. So bracket will be evaluated first. Then off means off is not available here actually. If off works like multiplication, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So actually Bodmas rule is nothing but an operator precedence, a rule for operator precedence. And in C language also there are variety of operators. If that expression is converted into C language, I think it looks like this also. Actually here I have used division, so I should not write in this way. In arithmetic expression, division is written in this way actually. So here actually I write in this way 2 plus 3 slash division plus 2 plus 7. Even there may be some multiplication like that. Now, so while using operators in C language, we have to also know what is the precedence of operators. Okay, precedence means the order in which operators are applied. I think the meaning is now clear. I think. Is any problem with the meaning? So what are the precedence? We will learn one by one. But is there any problem with the meaning?
No, sir, understood.
Understood. Now, what is associativity? Let's say it decides the order in which same operators or operators with same level of precedence. Actually, the precedence is arranged one by one according to the preference of the operator. So, this is not preference, this is called precedence. The terminology is precedence, but actually the meaning is the preference. If some operator is given which has highest precedence, it is evaluated first, and the operator with the less precedence, it is evaluated later. But what happens? Let's say this. This is the expression. So all operators are same. Then how do you decide which one will operate first or not? Actually, this decides the associativity of an operator. Okay, the order in which operators are applied. The associativity values are always either right to left or left to right. Okay. Now we have to know which operator has which type of associativity. Okay. Division is usually left to right. So division is, since it is left to right, so we will use in this way actually. In this way we use. Okay. But if it is assignment, let's say S equal to A equal to B, then assignment works from right to left actually. So value of B comes in A, then value of A comes in A. So its actually its associativity is right to left. So you have to remember you don't have to remember, there are some charts are given online. Let me show one of them. It's not the only one, but there are a variety of charts that are available. Okay. Let's say this type of chart, you will find also that the postfix you don't understand right now. Unary, these operators are arranged as per the precedence. That means division. If you look at the, let me make it bigger. So divisions or division, multiplication, the modulo division, these have the higher precedence than addition and subtraction. You also know it, and that is also available from the Bodmer's rule. Similarly, you find that its associativity is left to right. It's left to right. And similarly, what I have already described assignment, there are various forms of assignment. I haven't discussed these things because it will make too complicated. But if I consider only the simple assignment, so its precedence is right to left. Similarly, there are other operators also, logical operators. If you find that they are left to right, this is left to right. So in this way, you have to, before setting any operator, plus plus operator, if I consider post increment or pre increment, these operators are left to right and these have the highest precedence, even plus. So what happens sometimes, if I provide any expression like this, let's say A plus plus A plus A plus, okay, let us do it in next page. We are not running sort of pages. So if I do this, let's say A plus 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 A plus minus minus A, in this way, actually what is the expression if I ask you to tell, let's say initial value of A is 10, then what is the expression? What is the value of S? These operators have the highest precedence, so it will be evaluated first. And plus operator is left to right. Associativity of plus operator is left to right. So it will be like I am converting it to make it easier. Now it will be very easy for you to find out what is the expression of, what is the value of S, tell me, calculate and tell me.
Sir, 11.
Huh? After
Sir, 11.
A is equal to 11, and what is the value of A after the execution of this step?
Sir, 33.
33.
33.
33.
Value of A.
No, sir.
11.
Sir,
No,
first
sir,
thing
final
is
answer.
Okay, let us evaluate. It will causing lots of confusion. These are two memory variables, S and A. A contains 10. Usually, A contains how much? We don't know. Okay. So here actually A plus plus. A plus plus means A becomes 11 plus 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 A. That means that will also increment. Since nothing is associated, it will do the simple increment.
Sir,
So,
A plus plus 10.
A plus plus 10.
First it will be 10, then it will be increased to 11.
yes, sir. First it will be 10, then 11, then 12. So 10 plus 12.
No, sir, 10 plus
No,
12.
why
Yes,
is
sir.
it
10 plus 12.
10 plus 12?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. No, you are claiming that it is 10. Why
Yes,
is
sir.
it? It's not associated with any assignment. So as a result, it will be okay. Let us check. Let us do it. Okay, let me find out what is coming out of my estimation. And this is nothing but 11 once again. So it should be 34 as per my estimation. It may be wrong. I may be wrong, but let me check. So if it is the value, then what should be the so A plus 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 A, and let me check it. As per the problem, A contains 10 initially. Okay. So we have to take another variable A. Maybe it is A is equal to, I have forgotten, A plus 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 A plus minus minus A. So A plus 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 A plus minus minus A. I think this is the expression. This is the expression actually. If I write, let's say new line, A equal to percent B and X equal to percent B. I don't know, people may be right, but still let me check. If you are right, then I will accept your explanation also. But here, as per my estimation, S should be 34 and A should be 11. Okay. X 11, but A is 11, but X is 33. I think there is some problem with the explanation. A is 11 and X is 33.
Sir, then A plus plus remains 10, I think.
A plus plus remains 10. Plus plus A is
Yes, sir. Sir, first A will
that actually explains. But does it explain? Okay, let me check as per your yeah.
Sir, 10 plus 12 plus 11.
10 plus 12 plus
Plus 11.
11. So it is 33 and A is also 1. So this is the explanation actually. So I think in that case you are right. You people are right. So in this way, actually, if this type of problem comes in your exam, you should able to answer. Right now, since you have done it, I assume that you can answer. If such type of, but still, you should follow these tables actually. This type of tables before appearing exam, because this type of table actually says about it. It will simply search the associativity operator, associativity in C or operator precedence in C. So you will get this type of tables. No problem. I think that part is over. So everybody can do this. Now let's move on to next part. Storage class. Actually, storage class specifies 4 properties of a variable. First of all, one is location, where the variable is actually. Second property is default initial value. Initial spelling correct. And scope and lifetime. What are these? I need to discuss. Location means where the value of variable is. I think you know. If I write simply where, you can understand what does it mean by it. What is the default initial value? So if I declare a variable and do not initialize, then what is the value? That means after declaration, what? Before initialization. If I write integer a, let's say, and do not initialize something a equal to 100, we do not do this. So what happens if I try to print the value of a? We get the default initial value. Scope, where the value is available. Where the value is available. And lifetime means how long the value is available. Okay. So we'll discuss these properties because we have 4 types of variables. So types of variables is also important here. Types of variables. One is automatic. Another is register. Static. Fourth is external. Sorry, I think. So these are the 4 types of variable, and these are the scopes. That means not scopes. These are the properties of storage class. or then that we are going to discuss one by one. Let us make one tabular approach. So is that straight line or any ruler is available? I don't know. It should not be that color. Color section is not good. I think it should be dark. Straight line is available as a tool. So we have 4 types of variables. So 4 rows will be there, and 4 properties of storage class. So 4 columns will be there. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. I think this is enough. If something more is required, we will take care of it. Now, first, that is automatic. Automatic variable or expo is that is memory location, default initial value, so lifetime. Now automatic register static external. It's in very dark color. Okay, light is for automatic variable, actually location is memory or main memory. The variable is written in this way. I am just providing an example with integer. So auto int I in this way or int I simple. It's very clumsy. It looks very clumsy. Auto int I, let's say I is an integer or simply int I. So far what we have used, that is nothing but the automatic variable. Okay. So we represent using auto int I, we declare using auto int I, and it is the memory location where it is stored. Default initial value is garbage. Garbage means unpredictable. You cannot say what is the value. Without initialization, you cannot tell me what is the value. That is the meaning of garbage. And scope is within block where it is declared. Now, what does it mean by block? Actually, within two pair of braces, we call something as a block. So, if we call this is if block, while also, if it is loop, we call this a block. Similarly, if there is nothing, you just place pair of braces and you declare one variable like this. So this variable is not same as the rest of the variable. For example, let's say main, inside main, you have declared one variable integer I. Integer I means auto int I. Now, inside you create one block. Block means pair of braces, and there you have created another integer I. So this thing is allowed. So actually, the scope of the variable remains within this block. So when control enters here, control when enters here, it creates another variable I, and when control exits, that I is destroyed or deallocated. So here actually, if we try to print the value of this I, it's not possible. If I print the value of I, this I will be printed. So that is the nature of block. So if I write that within block, then I think it is within the block where it is declared. It's okay. And lifetime means till control is in the block. Till control is in the block. So that is also fine from this example. When control enters here, you will get this variable here. And if I make it something else, let's say I make it A, not I. So if I try to print the variable A here, you cannot get it printed. Okay. It shows, the program will show that variable is not defined or like that. So let us work out one example, because sometimes without example we cannot understand something. So let's say I make it 10, okay, and I create one block and here I make A equal to 100, say. Now if I print the value of A here, %d, so it will print 100. You will find that the 100 is available here. 100 is available here. But if I just shift the print statement outside of this block, then what happens? Program should throw an error as per my experience, because this variable is available only within this block, not outside this block. So if I start compile and run exactly, you will find that A was not declared in the scope. So there is a problem with the scope. So A is not declared within this scope. That means within the scope of main block. Okay. So that's why there is a problem. So I think we have understood what is the meaning of scope and lifetime. So till control remains within this block, you can print. You can access the variable. When it gets out of the block, when it terminates the block, it does not have any existence. Okay. Any problem to understand what is block, what is scope, what is lifetime? Any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. Register integer is declared in this way. Register int I. Okay. So it is declared in this way. Its location is CPU. Actually, I am making mistake again and again to select the color. CPU register. But you know that CPU register is very, very limited, and if we declare say hundreds of variables, thousands of variables inside CPU register, considering that it will execute faster than main memory, so it's not possible due to physical limitation. Most of the time CPU registers are not available. So as a result, automatic, even if you declare something as a register variable, it behaves like automatic variable. So if CPU registers are not available, so it is, even if you have written register int, it will be allocated in main memory. Okay. So register variable may be converted into automatic variable due to unavailability of register. Its initial value is garbage. I am not writing because when it has the facility of conversion, rest of the things are same. Okay, I am not writing this because you understand. Rest of the things are same. Only the difference is here actually. Initially, it makes an attempt to declare the variable in CPU register. If it is not available, then it allocates in main memory. And static variable, that is in main memory. Similarly, external variable is also available in main memory. So we declare static variable, static int I, external extern int I, or int I. Simply if you write int I, that is also external, but problem is that if you interface is causing sometimes problems. The problem is that difference between this int I and automatic int I and external int I some difference. Automatic int I is declared within the block, but external int I is declared outside the block. Okay. If something is made outside the block, even outside the main, then that thing is the property of all. That thing is accessible to all. So we call it global variable also. Now, for static variable, default initial value is 0, and scope actually is within the block. That is true, but lifetime is little different. The persist value persist between function calls. what is function call or how it persists, I will show with an example. So between function calls, okay, this is okay, and this is also 0. Sorry, this is 0. I think it is 0. I have to verify it once again. Scope is everywhere in the program, and as long as program executes. So these are the differences between differences among the 4 types of variables we use. Now I have you know some of them. You know, at least you people know everything about this automatic variable. You haven't declared any register. Register is almost same as, so from the perspective of behavior, you will not find any difference. Only the thing that is declared in CPU register, but that thing is totally hidden from you people. So as a programmer, you will not be aware of what is the difference. But static variable, I can declare static, and I can test also if initialization value of initial this is 0, or if the function call persists, if the value persists between function calls. So let me check if these 2 properties are true or false. Okay. Let's say I declare this variable as static. So let me make it bigger. So if I try to print this value, I am not initializing, so it should be 0 because it is static variable. It is 0. You can see. But had it automatic variable, had it been an automatic variable, then in this case it is okay. I should auto int execute. In this case it is I 0, but it's not always 0. But it's garbage value. It should print the garbage value. Change the name of the variable. Why is it printing 0? I don't know. Percentage a.
So, so does this compiler consider 0 as a garbage value?
That is, I feel that is some problem with that compiler. But it should not be. I think it's considering 0 as garbage value, but actually.
So generally, what does the garbage value look like?
Garbage value is something that means it doesn't have any unpredictable value, some big quantities, something like. So I think if it is possible, if I do it in Linux compiler, you will understand that thing much better. That's why I do not usually use this compiler, but this compiler actually requires some time to load. That's why I have taken the shortcut. Here actually Windows-based compiler and Linux-based compiler are little bit different considering this type of issues. So let me check that thing. Okay. So it's also internal error. Oh, powering on. Uh, maybe some problem. So I have to check it. What is the reason behind this? Maybe due to some other vector. Okay, so that thing I will check later. But somehow, mm, you check one thing in your Linux compiler. That is not. I don't know it will be accepted here or not. That function call passes between. Sorry, static variable. Value of the static variable persists among various function calls. Okay. So now you will try that thing because right now I am not in a position to open the Linux compiler. I have to check the technical problem. But you write one program. Let us write one program, and there will be three function calls like this, and inside that function call, let's say you are using one static variable, static integer I. The static variable is initialized only once. That is the property. So I should write that thing here. And initialized only once. So if I make this instruction I is equal to I plus 1 and print the value of I, let's say print, okay, increment is done later, let us make it, printing is done. So print the value of I and then I plus plus or I equal to I plus 1. If I do this, so what happens? Your static variable will be initialized only once, so you are expected to find output 1 and 1 always, because sorry 1 and 2. But if you make it automatic variable, that means I am copying the entire part. And I am just changing this thing. I am making this auto int or simply int. Okay. So you will find the difference because in automatic variable initialized multiple times because this is the scope where variable is available. So when it leaves the scope, so the variable is not available, again it is initialized. So it is initialized again and again. So not like static variable. So first time it prints 1, second time it prints 2. But here second time it also prints 1. Because printing is done before increment. So it prints 1 and 1, but same thing if you do it using static, it will print 1 and 2 because this step is ignored here. Second time when it executes, that initialization step. So I wish I could see this output, show this output, but there is some technical problem in my machine. That's why I cannot open the Linux-based compiler. So I think if people try it at your home, you will find the difference between automatic and static variable. This is very important because sometimes it's a very frequent question. What is the difference between automatic and static variable? You have to, as a programmer, you have to remember this chart because often you have to use different types of, and so global variable I haven't discussed. That is nothing but the variable which is declared above main. Okay. So if I declare something integer I and then main, let's say inside main, if I can also access I, and if I use a function also, here also I can access I. So I is here accessible to every component of the program. So this is nothing but the global. So here actually scope this variable, external variable is also called the global variable. Okay, so don't forget these terminologies because it will be easier for you to remember. I think the class is over. So if people may leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
End the